just your expectations for this season. Wala yung CLS, but Fubon Braves have entered the tournament.
I think this will be our most exciting season to date because of the fact that we can't really say who's coming out on top at the start of the season compared to previous years. Most of the teams have stacked up really well. Where from, if we use the argument of the best team on paper, it would still be hard to pick one or two teams. Fubon has been rumored to bring in OJ Mayo to their lineup. The Singapore Slingers has signed Marcus Elliott, Xavier Alexander, Biggie McLean. Um, Mono has gotten ABL veterans as well. Hong Kong retooled with a new coach and new imports, and we know that Hong Kong has been one of the better teams to scout imports coming into the league. Our coaching roster is unbelievable this year. You have Todd Purves, who's coached with Petro and Blaze in the PBA. We have Kevin Yurkus, who's been a veteran in the Thailand-Vietnam region. We have two new guys coming from the G League. So it's very exciting from a fan standpoint. The competition will be amazing, and there's no better time to be an ABL fan.
Any change in format this year or same?
Sorry, except for we've increased the number of semifinals games from a best of 3 series to a best of 5 series, because we do know that the interest of our fan base increases during the playoffs. So this year we're implementing a best of 5 semifinal series, but other than that, it's basically the same. Although we're discussing the first All-Star game, which will happen next season. We don't want to call it an All-Star game, but rather an ABL festivity. So our 11th season will have the ABL festival, we might call it that. We want to celebrate the fans that has helped the league grow to the last 10 years.
Just ano mangyayari with the Southeast Asian games within the season as well?
Fortunately and unfortunately, we only have 3 teams really affected by the SEA Games because of the participation of ABL players with their national team call-ups. Saigon Heat, Singapore Slingers, and actually are the only 2 teams that have players who's been called up. Mono Vampire has 2 players who have been called up, but they've made arrangements wherein they play their first 4 games in Thailand so that it doesn't conflict with the schedule of practices for their national team. Alab doesn't play at home till December 15th because Jamie is serving under Coach Tim Cohn in the SEA Games. So that's basically the effect of the SEA Games to the ABL schedule. All the other teams that we have doesn't play in the SEA Games because they're not in Southeast Asia. But we still have ABL games, but just not in the region.
Yung tip off niyo, yes.
Initially, last week, November 15 pero as of yesterday, we removed the November 15 schedule because of concerns on some areas. So we're starting November 16th. In Fubon, we've always had this tradition in the ABL for the past 5 years that the new team, the rookie team, gets the first game. So this year we're playing our first game in Fubon, Saturday and Sunday, November 16th and 17th.
Reflection lang nung sa 10 years na nung...
Parang matanda na pag nag-reflect, pare.
Sino ba nagtanong?
Pare, yung my story with how the ABL started was, I was at the press conference as a spectator. Seeing it to grow 10 years is heartwarming at first. But then you get to reflect on all the people you've met, the basketball development. In 2009, nobody would ever say that countries aside from the Philippines will ever win a Southeast Asian Games gold medal or a SEABA gold medal. Now you've seen other countries rise up their level of competition. As a Filipino, it's kind of heartbreaking to say that somebody might get the gold medal. It might be sooner than later, but I believe that the ABL has somehow helped the region in growing basketball within their respective countries.